All right, welcome back everyone. Dr. Ben, not a real doctor here, and today I'm going to talk to you about how I make a sprain heal faster. All right, thanks for joining everyone. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And all the notes for this episode, including links for my little secret here, are included in the show notes down below. So, how do you heal a sprain faster? I'm not talking about the RICE method, rest, ice, compression, elevation. I'm talking about my own little thing that I found that really helps me get over a sprain a lot faster. About a year ago, I sprained 2 fingers rock climbing, and fingers are really hard to heal, especially as a rock climber. There's no good way to really rest them and not use them and give them a break, especially if you're still rock climbing. So after about 5 minutes of climbing really easy stuff and trying to keep active and also not re-injure my finger, I hadn't had much luck. I hadn't healed very much at all. I was still climbing really low level stuff and not really progressing in my healing. That was when I had a product recommended to me that really made a big difference. That is this guy right here. Dr. Christoper's Complete Tissue and Bone Ointment. It is a comfrey ointment that has a lot of other herbs in it that are really good for inflammation and tissue regeneration. It's just basically a hard cream that once you open has to go in the fridge. This I've had, it says expiration here 3/18, so I'll have to replace it soon, but this was like $15. I've had it for about a year and a half now. A little bit goes a long way. I put it on like 2 to 3 days, and within 4 weeks I'd noticed a huge difference. I was back to climbing all of the stuff that was at my skill level. Now I wasn't 100%, but I was a really strong 80 or 90%. Which over the course of basically will give some benefit to the previous months, but in 6 months to be back pretty much healed up on a finger injury, rock climbing as normal is huge. Sprains to be back to normal can be 12 to 18 months sometimes. If it's something like a knee, I mean, you're talking major long heal times. So this stuff for me made a huge difference. In fact, just a couple weeks ago, one of my climbing partners was having finger issues, and he was talking about going to a doctor to get surgery. And I don't want to put like miracle cure out there. He's probably still going to have the surgery, but when he would wake up in the morning, his finger was so stiff he would have to pry it open. He picked up some of this stuff, and after using it for just 2 or 3 days, he said that he was actually worried about going to get the surgery because his finger felt so much better, the best it felt in months. So I don't have scientific evidence backing up, what kind of a miracle cure this stuff is. But from my personal experience and from the handful of people that I recommended it to who've used it and their personal experiences, I've had a ton of success using this stuff. And this little jar is it's a 4-ounce jar. It cost me, I think, $15 on Amazon Prime. So you can have it in 2 days. And for $15, I mean, it's worth the experiment in my opinion. So give it a try, see if it helps. If you have any little secret tricks that you use to get over a sprain, share it down in the comments. I'd love to hear what they are. If you got something out of this video, smash that thumbs up button. If you know somebody you think this would help, share it with them. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any more health, fitness, movement tips. And until next time, keep your life in motion.